Hi, welcome to Mrs. Park's Algebra 1 class. This is Chapter 5, Section 1. We are going to learn how to solve inequalities. So this video is a little bit different from what you're used to. We're going to start using some slideshows and see if that helps. I've been getting some feedback. The textbook's a little bit too much. So let's try this, and please feel free to let me know what works best. Okay, so solving inequalities is basically the same thing as solving equations. So here you have, if A is greater than B, then if you add C to each side, it's still A plus C is greater than B plus C. Same goes if A is less than B, then if you add C to both sides, A plus C is going to still be less than B plus C. Okay, so let's try and see if we can do an example together. Okay. So example, if you have x minus 12 is greater or equal to 8. If this was an equal sign, you would just add 12 to each side. So let's pretend that's an equal sign and add 12 to each side here and here. So now you have, oh, that's a 12. So now you have, this is canceled out, and you have x, and you have the same sign, greater or equal to, and 8 plus 12 is 20. So it's just like when we're solving equations, except now you have a different sign, and just like that, it just comes down just like we did for the equal sign. Now it's a greater or equal to 20. Okay? Alright, for the next one, so we're going to have some examples that we do together on this show, and now there's going to be some examples that you do on your own. So this one, your turn number 1. On a separate sheet of paper, I want you to write down your turn number 1, or just number 1, and try this on your own and hand that to me the next day. Okay, so this one is for you. So I would pause this video and solve this problem on a separate sheet of paper that you will hand in tomorrow. Okay, reading math. When you have a set builder notation, okay, this is what it's going to look like, and it's read, the set of all numbers x such that x is greater than or equal to 20. So set of all numbers x such that x is greater or equal to 20. Alright, so now we're going to move on to subtraction property of inequalities. It is the same concept. If A is greater than B, and you're subtracting C on both sides, it's still going to be greater. If A is less than B, and you're subtracting C on each side, it's still going to be less than. Okay, so whatever you do to each side, it's not going to change the sign. Alright, so here's a set of problems that we'll do together. Okay, so you have x plus 19 is greater than 56. Okay, so just like an equation, what you're going to do here is you want to make it x on the left and a number on the right. So I need to get rid of this 19 by subtracting 19 on each side. Okay, when you do that, this is canceled out, and you bring down your x. You bring down your sign as it is, which is greater than, and you have 56 minus 19, which is 37. Okay, so there's your answer. 37. Oops, that's actually an M, wasn't it? This was an M, and this was an M. Sorry, guys. So M is greater than 37. So you have your choices here. I see the two 37s, and the sign is greater than. So the answer is C. So M such that, that's all numbers, natural numbers M, such that M is greater than 37. Okay. So next, variables on each side. Okay. So here's another example. Just as if you're solving an equation, if you have variables on each side, you need to eliminate one of them, and you did that by subtracting 3a on each side, and you have 6 here, less or equal to 4a minus 3a makes it 1a, And just how we solve equations, if you have the letter on the right side, we can switch that. That means A in 6, right now it's opened up to A, so we're going to keep it opened up to A. So now as A is greater or equal to 6. Okay? And how do we graph that? This greater sign actually looks like an arrow going to the right. So whenever it's greater, you're going to go to the right. And that or equal to sign means to include the 6 as well. So you need to color in that circle. Alright, so now it's your turn. So pause the video here. Write number 2 on that separate sheet of paper. Make sure you show your work for this problem. And restart the video once you are done. Okay, so real quick, phrases for inequalities. And we've already been using these terms. So this is less than, and this is greater than. Again, if you see this on a number line, it's going to go to the left. It looks like an arrow pointing to the left. And if you see greater than, it's an arrow pointing to the right, so it's going to be going to the right. That little line on the bottom of it is or equal to sign. So that's including the number. Okay. Oops. Alright, so let's try a word problem. Sanjay has $65 to spend at the mall. Okay, $65. He bought a t-shirt for $18 and a belt for $14. If Sanjay wants a pair of jeans, how much can he spend? Okay. So I'm going to just put J for jeans. Okay, so he wants jeans. He has the t-shirt for 18 and the belt for 14. All of this cannot be more than $65. So that means it can be right at 65. That's why we had that or equal to sign on the bottom. Or it can even be less than 65. Okay. So for us to solve this inequality, we're going to combine the like terms here, the numbers. So now you have J plus 18 plus 14, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 32 is less or equal to 65. And just like an equation, we're going to subtract the 32 on each side. Oops, subtract 32 to eliminate everything except J. So J, your jeans has to be less or equal to 5 minus 2 is 3, 6 minus 3 is 3. So his jeans, it cannot be any more than $33. It can be 33 or less. Okay, so there is your final answer. And it says here, how much can he spend? He may, and make sure you write in complete sentences, he may spend, you can write no more than $33. Okay, good. Alright. Next is short term number 3. Make sure you are looking at directions, find a variable, define a variable, that means just give it a letter, like how we did J for jeans, write an inequality, solve each problem, then interpret your solution, just like we did in the previous example. If you need to go back, rewind the video and watch the video again if you need to. Okay, but a DJ added 20 more songs to his MP3 player, making the total more than 61. How many songs were originally on the player? Okay, so pause the video, write out this problem on a separate sheet of paper. Make sure you hand in all 3 problems tomorrow. Okay. And if you have any questions, this would be a good time to write down your questions on that separate sheet of paper and make sure you bring it back to me tomorrow. If there's any video clips that you were not sure of, make sure you rewind it and watch it again, and bring that homework back to school. Okay, thanks for watching.